Hey guys, this is Alex from Paintball 101 Info here. Today I'm going to show you how to maintain your LPR on your Etek 3 LT. So, for those of you who don't know, the LPR stands for Low Pressure Regulator. Now, this basically softens the kick up, or softens the pressure inside the gun at which the bolt operates. Coming from the tank, you'll have about a 850 psi coming out of the regulator. Obviously, it goes from whatever tank pressure is in your tank through that regulator to about 850 psi. Then it goes to your high pressure regulator, which regulates it anywhere from 200 to 300 psi on this certain type of gun, and on more of like a spool valve gun, it's going to be around 180 to 190. It air trails up through the regulator, goes in through the low pressure regulator, which then puts it down to about 80 or 90 psi. It goes through the solenoid, up through the rammer, and out the bolt. So that's just a quick little explanation on how the air flows through this gun. All you're going to have to do is just unscrew your LPR. And that just unscrews, and you'll have a little pop from the spring. You see, just comes right out. Now I like to take that spring out. Next thing I'll do is, because it's a very small item to grab upon with your fingers, so I'll just take a multi-tool with a little clamp, put almost no pressure on it, and it pops right out. Just carefully you don't put too much pressure on, because you don't want to scratch this piston up. Then you'll notice there's a smaller spring in the front. So put that to the side, move the gun up here, and you basically have your piston. One thing to note on this that you will not be able to see from the camera, because it is the same color as the piston, it does say SL on the LPR, which means this LPR came from the SLS, or sorry, not the SLS, but the SL series of markers, Planet Eclipse's premier series of egos. And you have one big spring here, which pushes the LPR back after airflow goes through. Basically, this is how it works. Pushes it in. This spring pushes back on it, and this spring aids in pushing it forward. That's how basically it regulates the pressure down, and the air goes in through here, which then trails to the solenoid. So that's your LPR. You just want to maintain this. You want to take a Q-tip, rub it around inside here, make sure no dirt inside there, no oil on the outside. Make sure the threads are nice and clean. Make sure you use any type of lube you want on this O-ring here. I prefer the Smart Parts Sleek Lube because it stays on a long time, and it's very nice lube. You want to make sure your spring is not bent or anything. There's nothing wrong with it. Then you can put the spring. You should probably clean this out first. You can clean this little hole out here where the front spring goes in. Put the spring in there. It's a non-directional spring. Neither of these springs are non-directional, so you can put it in any way you want, and then simply slide it back into the LPR cap. You want to make sure it's on straight, and that it compresses a little bit, not too much. Obviously, that's not on right because it's not all the way in. There's a little prong at the end of there on the LPR adjuster knob that you want the spring to go into, and if the spring per se falls out like it just did there, it will not ensure a proper fit. So you want to make sure that the LPR sinks all the way in to the way you found it. Put the gold spring on, and you're going to have to apply some pressure to this while you're turning, because the spring does push against, the gold spring pushes out against this receiver body, and it just screws right in. There it is. It's a really nice marker. I really like this marker so far. Next week, Kitman World Challenge, Hell Survivors. If any of you guys are going, this will be out there. So, thank you for watching. We'll make a video on how to maintain your ASA next. Thank you for watching. Paintball 14. Please subscribe.